Alright, so I'm about to launch phase 4 of the style library, and actually the initial launch is going to have a ton of stuff, but there's even more coming. I just couldn't fit it all. So for those of you who didn't catch last week's short demo video, I'm adding a ton of customization to phase 4. You're going to be able to pick custom colors for default. You're going to be able to use gradients. You're going to be able to use all these new color shifting, rainbow capabilities. All the style modifiers are coming. And in addition to that, I've added a bunch of new features. So in building the library, I have like so many ideas bouncing around my head, probably thousands and thousands of ideas, and I'm slowly putting them together for the library. But in doing so, I realized the number of combinations, because of how we build styles, is unlimited. I mean, it is literally infinite. And particularly related to interactive styles, what I think is a cool function or a cool interactive capability, somebody else might be thinking slightly different. And to try to build something for each individual gets to be a little bit daunting. So what I'm doing is I'm actually making it so that the interactive capabilities will now be part of the dual phase split blade color shift builder. So it's just becoming a blade builder. It's basically going to have a growing list of interactive capabilities. Now, the interactive style capabilities for OS 6 are almost like mini video games, and they're kind of like being able to tell a story through your saber style. So I'm starting off with 3. There's actually a bunch of kind of semi-interactive styles that are going to be in there, but these 3 specifically are actual interactive styles that are built to function like video games. They're meant to tell stories, but you're going to be able to set them up for how they work, what styles, what colors, etc. are being applied to them. So this first one, this is going to be a clash instability interactive capability. I do have a couple of styles already in the library where as you hit them, they pick up instability, or they kind of get erratic, or they pick up speed. But instead of trying to build every possible combination now, within the blade builder, which will be moved to the top of the library just for reference, you're actually going to be able to pick the interactive clash instability, pick your 2 styles, pick any colors. You'll actually be able to apply style modifiers, gradients, color shifting, rainbow shifting, omnicolor. Like the list is like so long, it's crazy. I can't cover it all. But you're going to be able to apply them and build your own interactive style. So this style has 2 blade styles. Both of them are red on purpose. But it starts off with just a rotoscoped of red. And what's going to happen is every time you clash your blade, it's going to get more and more unstable. So that second style is an unstable style. But what's different about this than some of the previous ones is it actually is not only keeping track of the clashes, it's keeping track of how hard the clashes are. So light clashes will apply a little bit less instability, harder clashes more. But then it's also giving you time to reset. So the previous ones you would usually ignite or do the force or do something else to reset that instability. These interactive ones actually are just waiting for things to calm down. So this one, the more you clash, the harder you clash, is going to become unstable. But if you stop clashing for a period of time, and lockups count as clashes, it's actually going to stabilize itself. So the idea is every time your blade takes a hit, it becomes more and more unstable. But then if you're able to then regroup, it'll actually regenerate itself. So I'm going to do a kind of a quick demo. So it is registering the clash, but also how hard you hit. So if I do lighter hits, it'll apply it lightly, whereas harder hits will do more. And I'm just going to build it up until it's pretty unstable. And now it's going to stay this way for a period of time. But if I stop clashing it, it will now settle itself back in. I'm also have to build the interface, but I'll give a little bit of control on that timing for it to reset. Part of it's going to be if you set the term too long, it'll obviously would never work properly, and if you set it too short, it wouldn't do what it's supposed to. So there's probably going to be a little bit of play in there. I'm still designing that interface, but so later clashes, it'll get a little unstable, but it'll reset itself a little bit faster, so it'll start to become stable again. But this one's the clash instability, so it is an interactive control. And you don't have to just use like a rotoscope and the unstable underneath it. You can pick from any of the styles in the blade builder. So you can combine them. You can have it be an unstable blade that becomes more stable. You can have it be a semi-unstable blade that becomes crazy unstable. You can have it change colors. You can apply gradients. You can invert the style itself. There's the list goes on. It's really going to be what you imagine. But that's the clash instability. And then let's go. And then this one here, this is what I'm calling a path to the dark side. So this is a modification to that clash instability. The idea on this one is kind of like when the Sith would be taunting a Jedi to give in to their hate or give in to their anger and then join the dark side. This one, as you clash or as you lock up, it's considered an angry or an aggressive move. It's going to change this particular blade from a Jedi rotoscope blue into an unstable red. And then the only way to get back to the light side on this one is to actually settle yourself and almost meditate. So you're going to stop moving the blade. If you keep moving the blade even after you've gone unstable, it actually will stay red. And it's going to be a transition. So again, it's using how hard you're hitting as well. But each hit will build up that unstable red capability as if you're moving towards the dark side. And then once I'm on the dark side, if I keep moving my blade around in an aggressive fashion, even without clashing, whoops, I didn't go fast enough. I need to swing faster. But it will settle itself back in, so you have to meditate. So let's get full power here. And if I'm swinging it fast, it's not going to settle back in. But as soon as I calm and center myself and almost meditate, meaning slowing the blade down, it will now start to settle itself in, and it'll go back to being a light side. And again, some of those timings will be adjustable, but the idea is as you're being aggressive with the blade, as you're building up that anger and hatred, it's going to show and become red or whatever color. That's the thing is, I'm choosing blue and red, but it could be, you can just have it change slightly. You can have it change, you're in a blue saber, and then as you're getting more and more angry, it becomes into the purple if you want to do Gray Jedi or Mace Windu type stuff. It's all customizable. You can pick the styles, you can pick the colors, you can pick how it's applied, and then you're going to add these interactive controls to it and create your own custom story, your own custom kind of interactive capability for your saber. And then, so that's the path to the dark side. So the difference between path to the dark side and the clash instability is the path to the dark side requires you to calm yourself. So if you keep swinging the blade, as I did the second time, the first time I was kind of just moving it, it's got to be full swings. It won't actually reset itself until you steady the blade and calm down. Let's go. And now this one, this is a interactive kinetic swing. So we have similar swing capabilities, but this one again, this goes full interactive in that it's actually going to keep track of how much you're swinging and then how fast you're accelerating, so the inertia you build up, and it's going to keep that on the blade until, again, you steady the blade and slow it down, and then over a period of time that kinetic energy will dissipate. So for each swing I do, it's going to start to pick up some of the, so you'll see it's starting to pick up motion, and then once I've stopped moving, it's going to take a period of time, but it's going to settle itself back. So this one, again, these are kind of similar, so hopefully the camera's picking them up, but it's a rotoscope, but then it goes into a surging pulse effect, and they both are green. Now again, you can also have the color change on that. You can apply different things, but the idea behind these interactive ones is this one is, as you build up kinetic energy through your swings, it's going to apply to the blade, and then once you've slowed down, now also clashes will remove. So if I do this, I'm going to pick up some energy. So now it's got some energy, and then once I clash, it'll actually settle itself as well. So clashing will immediately release the energy. If you were to stop swinging, it would slowly dissipate, and then you can build it back up again by swinging. So you can apply a bunch of different styles. These two are very similar, I'm noticing. On the camera, I'm hoping the pulse was picked up. And then, so those three new capabilities are coming, and there's more in the works. And then, on top of that, any style in the library is now going to have a ton of new color and base style modifiers that you can apply to them. So this is a gradient blade. So this might be the unstable pulse style. Actually, I've had so many styles. This might be unstable pulse, but it's actually got two custom colors in a gradient. So it's got a custom green aqua that I use the RGB picker. So you can actually pick any RGB value. And then it's got a gradient towards kind of a bluish purple. And you're going to be able to apply that. And you can also have it apply in different ways. It doesn't have to just be a fixed gradient. You can have a gradient wave. You can have rainbow effects. You can have it do color shifting. Again, the list of capabilities for colors and style modifiers is going to be so crazy. But so you can now not just pick any RGB color you want to default. You can also apply different gradients. You can have the gradient go up, have the gradient go down. and all that stuff. So you're going to really be able to customize and create some really unique styles. But this is the gradient up, I believe, but I picked 2 custom colors to make it. And then lastly, this is a rainbow shift color, and it's actually inverted. So this is the exact same style. The previous style, the unstable pulse, went up. I've now, using the style modifiers, I've inverted the style, so it's going to move down. And I applied, instead of a gradient, this is using a color, this is using a rainbow shift. So color shift toggles between 2 colors. Rainbow shift, actually, you pick one color and then a second color, and it'll move through the RGB spectrum between those 2 colors. So there's a difference between color shifting, which was part of 3.5, and rainbow shifting, which is going to be in phase 4. The rainbow shift, if you wanted to, you could technically open it to the full rainbow. So if you do max value, it would then rotate through all your RGB colors, or you can set the 2 ends of it, which is what this is. So this has, I think, a blue and then a almost purple. So it's going to keep shifting, and again, everything's customizable. So the speed at which it's shifting, the methodology for the shift, those are all based on options you can choose. And then this has the inversion applied, so it reverses the style. So instead of it flowing from the hilt up, it's flowing backwards. There's also going to be the mirror in and the mirror out, which would then take this style, put them in the center, and then have them either move in or out for the center. And then I have a bunch more style modifiers that will be added over time. I just have so many things to add to the new customization that it's going to roll out in different groups. But there's going to be, I mean, thousands upon thousands of new combos, the new interactive capabilities, all the new color customizations. Everything's coming, and it's not just your base style. So the custom colors, the custom RGB values would be for any effect. So you can go in, you can pick any of the color list colors, or you're going to be able to go in, pick the RGB picker, which is custom, and any RGB value that you want, you can apply, and that will become the default color. Now, obviously, within edit mode and Profios Workbench, you can already pick any custom color you want, but now the library is going to let you pick the default colors to start off with. But again, if you use edit mode, if you use Profios Workbench, you can still go in and even customize them further. So picking a default color is a good start point. It's not really required because of how edit mode and Workbench work, but for those of you who wanted to be able to build them out, you can now do it through the library. So lots and lots of stuff coming. I will be launching it very soon. My plan is another live demo tomorrow evening. That's going to be Tuesday. I just have to make sure I have the time to do it. But I'll run through the basics of the new library, but it's really going to be up to people to go in and play with it when it launches and see all of the new capabilities. I mean, the phase 4 probably, is an exponential growth over style capabilities over the previous phases. So tons of stuff coming, and can't wait to show everybody. So hope you enjoy.